Welcome to our new video. Today I'm very happy to be able to respond to the requests of many of you who have been asking me to talk about a very important topic, balanced diet. I agree with you, indeed it is a very important topic because, as we know, food is very important, is key to maintaining our healthy bodies. But before I go deep into the topic, let me introduce myself to you, especially to those who are new to our video series. My name is Dr. Mpora from Enlympo Health Services. I'm a medical doctor. So what is a balanced diet? A balanced diet is the one which contains all the major food groups or categories, namely the macronutrients, and fluids. But these must be contained in their correct quality and quantities. And by macronutrients, we referring to food groups like proteins, carbohydrates, fats and oils, fruits and vegetables, and fiber. And by micronutrients, we are referring to foods that we require in smaller quantities, namely vitamins and minerals. And by liquid, we are referring to drinks like pure drinking water, beverages like coffee and tea, and juices. Now, many of you have heard of statements like "we are what we eat," or borrowing from the IT world, "garbage in, garbage out," which means what we put in our bodies will determine what comes out in terms of our health. So let's look at the kinds of quantities and qualities that we require of all these food groups in our balanced diet. Let us start with proteins. Proteins are food compounds of chains of smaller units called amino acids. And in nature, we have about 22 amino acids which our bodies require. But if we provide our bodies with the required raw materials, they should be able to make only 13 amino acids. The other 9 the bodies can't make, and we call them essential amino acids, and they must come from our diet. Proteins are required as building blocks and for repairing of tissues and muscles, and for making hormones and enzymes, and for our immunity to function well. And in terms of quality, animal sources of proteins are better because it is possible to have a full complement of essential amino acids from one source of animal protein than plant sources where you need a variety of sources to get the same complement of essential amino acids. And in terms of quantity, we need about 20-25% of our diet being composed of proteins. Now, carbohydrates, these are compounds containing molecules of sugar and fiber. And when digested, the sugar is what we require as our source of energy. And they come mainly from cereals and grains and starchy vegetables, and also from the sugar that we drink on our tables. And in terms of quality, we should receive our carbohydrates in unprocessed forms, in real food. And we should avoid sugars which are processed. And in terms of quantity, we require about 20-25% of our diet should be carbohydrates. Let's go for vegetables. These are plants that we use for food, and they consist of leafy greens like spinach, and non-leafy vegetables like tomatoes, cauliflower, and lettuce, and tomatoes. They provide us with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. And in terms of their quality, they should be consumed fresh or even raw. And if they have to be cooked, they should be either lightly cooked or steamed. And in terms of quantity, vegetables should compose the majority of our food in our balanced diet, about 45-50%. Fruits, which by definition are flowering plants that contain seeds, they also provide us, like vegetables, with vitamins, minerals, and fiber and antioxidants. And in terms of their quantity, they should be consumed fresh also and whole. And we should limit making them into juices or eating preserved or dried fruits. In terms of their quantity, we need about 10-15%, but together with vegetables, they should compose about 50% of our balanced diet. Now let's talk about fats and oils. These are food compounds that are made up of chains of smaller units, which we call fatty acids. When they are solid at room temperature, we call them fats. When they are liquid at room temperature, we call them oils. And they're required for a variety of health requirements in our bodies, including cell membrane stability and making hormones and enzymes. They are also good sources of energy, but they are also they are helpful in absorption of our proteins and utilization of our proteins. Sources are both plants and animals, and we have three types: saturated, unsaturated fats, plus trans fats. In terms of quality, saturated and unsaturated fats may all be good for humans, but trans fats are not good for us. And the types of oil that we consume a lot, which are called vegetable or seed oils, when they are used for frying, they are not healthy for us. And in terms of quantity, we need about 5 to 7% of our balanced diet as fats and oils, or 5 to 7 spoons at any one time when we consume our diet. Let's talk about fiber. Another name is roughage. It is actually indigestible carbohydrates, and there are two types: soluble and insoluble. Fiber is important for our intestinal or gut health. And if we eat a balanced diet of whole carbohydrates, fruits, and vegetables, we should be able to get enough fiber from our diet. But generally, we require about 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day. Now, in terms of micronutrients, here we're talking of vitamins and minerals. We require them, vitamins for antioxidants, and we require minerals for our bone and teeth growth and health, for our skin and skin and hair health. We also require them for nerve and muscle functions. And again, if we eat a varied diet composed of fruits and vegetables, whole carbohydrates, fats and oils, we should be able to get enough vitamins and minerals. And finally, we like to talk about fluid. Here we are talking about pure drinking water, and the importance of water can be shown in the fact that we are 67% of water. We normally get this water from our diet, if about 20%, but the rest must be drunk in our glasses, and we need about 1.5 liters of that water staggered in the day, or when and as we get thirsty. Yeah, listeners, it may be impossible for us to obtain all these ingredients that we require for a balanced diet. That's when the solution of food supplementation comes in, and you may not need to supplement with multivitamins, multiminerals, and some dietary fat. And we at Enlympo, we are able to provide you with quality supplements. If you reach us on our website, www.enlympo.com, or call us on our phones on our lines that are displayed below, or send us an email, or subscribe to our newsletter for more information about health matters. Now, a balanced diet is like somebody who is baking a good cake or good bread. You need to adhere to the recipe and incorporate right amounts and quality of the ingredients into your bread. The same for us in terms of a balanced diet. We need to adhere to all those requirements of a balanced diet in order to maintain healthy bodies. So let us meet in our next video.